Hello, beautiful people. This is Tanya. Today I am canning chicken corn soup. Here's the recipe. And this is out of the Amish book of canning. Un momento. Yeah. Amish, the Amish canning cookbook. And this is on page 180. And it calls for 3 to 4 pounds of stewing chicken or pieces, 1/2 gallon of water, 2 bay leaves, 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, salt and pepper to taste, and 3 quarts of corn, fresh, frozen, or canned. And this should yield 10 quarts according to this. So in my pot, let me use this. In my pot, I have my chicken that I am boiling. So it's simmering, so it's gonna be a couple hours for that's ready. But anyway, of course, first things first, you have to do your chicken. And I'm also, while that's doing it, I'm prepping my jars, and I'll be using corn. Let me show you. Here's some corn that Sandra canned a while back. Looks like this was in April when she canned this, and I will link that video in the description in case you're interested in seeing it. But yeah, so we'll be using 6 quarts. I'm wrong. 3 quarts of corn. So it's going to end up being 6 pints to equal that 6 quarts. That's how it goes. All right, so again, I'm waiting on my chicken. That's going to be a couple of hours. In the meantime, in between time, like I said, I'll be washing my jars because this calls for quart jars. So I'll be washing my quart jars. And again, it should make 10 quarts. So I'm going to wash all 12 because a lot of times when you're doing a recipe, and it's give or take. Sometimes you get a little bit more, sometimes you get a little less. So I like to go ahead and wash extra jars just in case I need them. All right, so I will see you. Well, I'll see you when this gets done, because when this finished, then I have to go in and debone it, put the corn in, let that simmer, warm up, then we do the canning. And I will bring you back when I'm at that point. All right? All right. So I will see you in a few. Okay, so I'm back, and it's been a few hours later. I let my chicken cook. Here's the broth I had left over from the chicken. Can you see that? There you go. And what I did was I pulled the chicken out and deboned it. I put it in this. Here are the bones I had. Oh, and there were bay leaves in it. Make sure you fish out your bay leaves, okay? So the recipe calls for 3 to 4 pounds of chicken. That was a 10-pound bag. Keep in mind, they were weighing the bones as well. So when I actually weighed out the chicken, come on, I always zeroed out. Anyway, when I actually weighed out the chicken, this is actually 4 pounds here. This is what I have left. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there too, because it don't make sense to hold on to that, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and add that to it as well. So it'll probably end up being about 5 pounds of chicken, give or take. Somewhere around there. It'll be a little less than 5 pounds actually, probably. Anyway, so I just wanted to let you see that just because you buy something and it says 10 pounds, if bones are in it, the bones are added to the weight as well. So don't think you're actually getting 10 pounds. Because I actually have maybe 5 pounds of meat. So it's half of that. Okay? After you finally cook it. So I have my, like I said, I have my broth here. Since I have a little extra chicken, should be fine. And I'll use what I use. I'm going to warm up the corn in the broth. And let me go ahead and do that now. Let me move this out the way. Hold on for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and pour my corn. And remember I told you we were using corn that Sandra and I had canned, or Sandra had canned. And so we're just going to use that because it has to be heated up, and this is still warm. So I'm going to turn the heat back on it and let it heat up while I get my other things ready. And I did dig out everything I could dig out. I got, you know, some little fat in there. They tell you to take the fat off, but that makes food taste good. So I don't know what they're talking about. So I'm gonna leave what little bit is in there. Okay. And so we'll go ahead and open my corn. Okay, let's open the other ones a different way. I didn't have any problem with this one. See, that one came right on open. Everything's fine. I don't know what I don't know what that's about. Maybe I was pulling too hard before. Maybe that was it. Maybe it requires a little bit more of a delicate touch than I was doing before. I think that's the problem. I was being too harsh. See? Perfectly fine. I'm trying to pour it on the spoon so it won't splash so much. Okay. And if I have to, I'll add another jar. Because I'm going to fish out the corn and stuff first before I add the liquid to it. Just to make sure I have enough. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to let that warm up. Let me put the top on it so it can come back to a boil. Like I said, I'm not putting the chicken back in there because I want to ration the chicken out to make sure I have enough. But like I said, I'll be back once I'm ready to start actual canning. So we'll see in a little bit. Okay, so I'm back, and I had to do it a different way than I had planned on doing it. Initially, I was trying to separate the meat. My math wasn't working out, just to be honest with you. So I had to go ahead and just put the meat in here, warm it through with the corn and everything else, and just start ladling it in. So like I said, I already got 6 jars done so far. And this is supposed to yield 10 quart-sized jars. We'll see. And you leave a 1-inch head space, by the way, just so you know. That's jar number 8. Number 9. And like Sandra and I was talking about, the math don't always work out. The recipe is good, you're usually good, but the math don't always work out the way you think. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you get less. Just depends. Totally depends. And so I don't know what they're basing theirs on. Because I imagine the size of the chicken has some, well, no, it's based on the pound. So I don't know. I don't know. But I did get chicken in all of them. Just a little bit left in here. I might be able to get one more out of this. We'll see. Because that's 8. Let's see if we can get 9. It's going to be close. Going to be real close. But if we don't, this will be going in the refrigerator. Dang it. It was so close. So close. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in your way, aren't I? It was so close. But we didn't quite make it. But anyway, I'll use this one to set over to the side. Woo, it's still hot. And I have my can over here on the stove warming up with my 1 inch of water. I'm sorry, my 3/4 of water. Use my bubbling tube. I don't think I necessarily need it, but hey, they tell you to use it, I'm going to use it. Just do like you're told. And that way if something happens, you can't say, well, I didn't do what they told me to do so and so, and I didn't do it. No, then it's on it. See? That's how you do that. That's how you do that. And they're almost, you know, the jars are almost equal in the content. Some may have a little bit more than the other, but I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good. Okay, so now let me get my vinegar, because remember we're using solid, not solid, we're using protein, so we have to use vinegar to clean our rim. And my vinegar right here. I always put a lid on it because, you know, you just never know. I might make a mistake or somebody might come in here and hit something. You just never know. These jars are redid, so they definitely had to be clean with the vinegar. Because I for sure got stuff on the lip. Or the ring, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's one paper towel. Let's do the other one. You just never know with the recipes whether or not you're gonna get exactly what they say you're gonna get or not. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And when you do, it's just a happy surprise. And like I said, I need to wipe these real good because I did. I put some, just be honest with you, I put some chicken in it, trying to separate it, and the numbers weren't working out for me. Because I was thinking, based on what I had, I should have been able to do 8 ounces of chicken per jar, but that didn't work out for me. So, as my cousin said, when plan A don't work, go to plan B. So that's what I did. I just dumped it all in there. Okay, so now we're nice and clean. My rims are clean. My vinegar. Shouldn't have any issue with them sealing. And this stuff is still hot, trust me. Trust, it is still hot. Just make it extra sure. Okay, all right, so now we're gonna put our lids on. And I did wash my lids. Now some people actually boil their lids. The USDA and the Canning Association does not require that anymore. But if you feel more comfortable, if that's what you grew up doing, or if you feel more comfortable boiling your lids, have at it. Remember, anything that processed for at least 10 minutes, microorganisms should be destroyed anyway. So you should be good. That's assuming you process the allotted time, okay? Put it on fingertip tight. Fingertip tight. All these are going on fingertip tight. In case you're wondering, we're using Golden Harvest jars this time. Sandra went to Walmart and she saw some, she got a couple of cases. Okay, just want to make sure it's not on here too tight, but on here tight though. All right, let me get, let me put these in the canner because the bottle is hot. I'm not planning on touching that. I'm thinking all 8 of these should go in here. I should make it. This shouldn't be an issue. That might be round. Left out Louis. Okay, so I have 7 in here, 7 quarts. This one didn't make it in. I'm not gonna run a whole processor for one. So we'll be eating this. We'll be eating both of these. Okay, I'm not doing that. And this is the rest of my vinegar I had left. I'm just pouring this in here in my water. And that's to keep my jars from clouding. And by the way, I'm gonna take this lid off and reuse it. I'm gonna wash it since I didn't process it. Wash that, and we can use that at a later time. And I put a temporary lid on both of these so that I don't have to worry about using up any of my lids, because the lids are hard to come by. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this. Put my top on my canner. Sometimes I can get it lined up. Yay! Sometimes I can get it lined up. Sometimes I can't. Make sure I got this centered on my pot good. Turn this up to high. And now we're just gonna wait for this to come up to pressure, not the pressure, to build up the steam inside. And when I have a constant flow of steam coming out, let me show you. Once I have a constant flow of steam coming out of this nozzle, and this little top has popped up and stays up, I will start a 10-minute count. After that 10-minute count, I will put my little gauge or weight, whatever you call this thing. I will put that on here, and then we'll let it come up to pressure. In my area, I need to be between 10 and 11 pounds of pressure. You need to check and find out what your pressure is for your area. And based on the recipe, I should be canning this for 90 minutes. Which I thought that was supposed to be. So it's a pressure can for 90 minutes. Remember, proteins, you can for 90 minutes for quart size, and 75 minutes for pint size. Proteins, that's all protein, okay? All right, so I will bring you back once this is done. It's 3 o'clock in the evening now. It's probably gonna be about 5, no, it's gonna be late, about 5:30, 6 o'clock before this is finished. But I'll bring you back and let you see what it looks like when it's finished. And like I said, this didn't make the cut, nor did this. So we'll be eating that, okay? Because like I said, I'm not running another canner for just one. And second of all, you shouldn't run a canner for just one jar. You need to have at least 2 in order to run it. You know what? What I might do is add some water to this. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add some water to this, and I might run that. I'll think about it. I'll think about it and let you know what I decide to do. All right. So I will see you once it's finished processing. Okay, so I'm back, and I let my canner come down from pressure. Also, I let it cool for about 10-15 minutes with the lid still closed, and then I let it cool or come down temperature for another 10-15 minutes also. And from what I'm looking at, it doesn't look like I got any siphoning, but we shall see. See, still bubbling. Okay, looks like I might have had just a little bit of siphoning, nothing really major. So that's it for my chicken corn soup. And as you can see right now, I have 7 containers. And I told you before, I still have one that didn't make it in, and another one that I wasn't sure about. So what I did was I just added some extra water to it to make it come up to level, because it was like right here. So I just added some more water. That's all you have to do. This will probably not get processed tonight. I'll probably end up processing this tomorrow, because these 2 containers, because I have some more stuff to process, but they don't, those are quarts, and what I'm trying to do are pints. If I had an All-American, then I could do them both in the same setting or in the same canning session. But since I don't, let me bring it up so you can at least see my face. Okay, like I said, if I had an All-American, I could put both of them in here. But since I don't, I have a Presto. I can double batch pints, but I can't double batch quarts in the All-American. I'm sorry, in the Presto, which is fine. But I am going to go ahead and process the jars I have that I'm getting ready to do now. So we're looking at a long evening. That's all I can say. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and leave a legacy. Y'all have a great evening. Bye.